Good morning, guys. This is Linda, Handmade Iowa. I am going to do Mondays. This is Friday. I'm going to do Monday's drawing, hashtag 50 Stack Challenge 6, hosted by Amy at the Crafty Cat 7212. Crafty Cat 7212 on YouTube. She every week draws 2 prompts for 25 weeks. And at the end of 25 weeks, you should have 50 pieces of ephemera, unless you're using it like many of us do for the journals we're working on at the current time. We are at quote and mark making on last Monday, 4 days ago. So I made a video and did it, and I didn't like my mark making, and I got so upset with how it turned out that I deleted the video. But my mark making was, my quotes were these 2 tags. Oh, what was that? And I just took cardstock and found a funny old picture, and I wrote, "When you pick a friend, pick her ugly so you'll always look good." Joan Rivers quote. And the other one, pick her ugly. I have beautiful friends. If you rest, you rest. And these pictures are both out of a book about Chinook, Montana. I had done a journal on that. I don't know where that journal is. It's somewhere floating around. But look at these 2 guys just having a chat. If you rest, you rest. Don't slow down, guys. So anyhow, that was my mark making, but I'm going to do another one. I saw these pins, not like this. This is my version. It was a pin, and it was on the website Free People. They've got really fun, funky, cool vibe clothes. They're expensive. And they had pins, and they said something about magic on them. I can't remember what, keep the magic or something about magic. And they were $28. So I thought, oh, that's a cute idea. I'm going to make my own deal. So I just did this. This is really old scrapbook. This will tear if I even look at it crooked. So I just layered some fabric and lace and took a bead and went through on both sides, had the bead there. Then I hung it says dream. I hung that thing. I hung that, charm. And I used a safety pin. My problem is I only had, where's my other one with a safety pin? I know I did another one. Well, I don't know where it is, but when I find it, I'll take a picture and put all of them up. And I did this one with this thing. I think I got this from Corky at Plum Creek Booksmith. And I think it has something to do with cattle, or I don't know. But anyway, I did this one, and I cut a piece of sheet music like a flag and put it on, I backed it here so when my needle and thread came through, it'd be stronger. Cardstock, file folder. And so my mark making is I stamped the word faith and I stamped the word love. That's my mark making. So I'm going to make one of these because they take a little bit of time. And let's do that, mark making. Well, the first one was quote. My quote, let's do the quote. Because I already showed you these 2. So let's do one more. I've just decided, I thought this was a funny picture, the funny one on the back where he's jumping over a bunch of hay bales, but he rolled it. It didn't work. He was doing the Evel Knievel kind of thing, I suppose. I don't know. Actually, it was probably a barrier at the end of the racetrack. But I want to use this one. It's 2 girls. She's dumping water on her, and it's just an adorable picture. And I'm going to hinge it because I like the one on the back as well. And then I'm just going to put the quote here that is missing. What did it say? Something about laughter. Here it is. I was going to say. And this was a humor is mankind's greatest blessing. It was Mark Twain quote. So there's my quote. Hope everybody had a good week. I had a good week. I picked up a new client. She's 80 years old, and she has the most beautiful skin. I would say I don't know. She talked about an early retirement, and I thought, oh, she's going to be 62. Or she's between 62 and 67. And she's 80. I can't believe it. She looks like if she told me she was 65, I'd believe it. It was crazy. So this is just kind of a cute, they're just two cute pictures. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Future journal. Stash. Just like Amy said, stash. And I think I'll just put this down the side. Nothing crazy. Maybe I'll put a little piece of, let me see if I have something black. I know I do. Where is it? All black. Let's see. Okay, I have this black lace. This is almost a brown. That's not even pretty. Okay. Let's find something dark. This is a dark bluish black. Oh, we can't just leave well enough alone, can we? We gotta add some things. It's been extremely hot. I was going to go to Sioux Falls this weekend, see my son, hang out, go do stuff, go thrifting, because he thrifts and I thrift. Everybody thrifts, don't they? I wanted to go thrifting in the city. I wanted my daughter to go along, and I wanted to take my grandson. He just turned 5. I thought he'd have fun. They have a butterfly. I don't know. I'm gonna say butterfly palace, but that's not what it's called. And an aquarium, and it's only $15 to get in. And my grandson and his girlfriend went there. He went on a college visit. He's 16, and they went there and went through it. And they sent me pictures of them with butterflies on their hands and stuff. And I'm like, oh, that would be so fun to take my grandson to. And there's a pool at his townhouse. He has a pool there at the complex. But the pool's shut down. Storms are coming in. They're predicting hail. Possible flooding because it's along the Missouri River. And see, that's all I'm doing. That's nothing. I could put some kind of a cute button there. We could just get real crazy, couldn't we? Could hang a bell. No, because it's got to go flat in a journal. So my buttons are not here. My beads, nothing's really here. But anyway, Gay Pride Festival is going on in downtown Sioux Falls, which I'd go walk through. I'm not opposed to that, but it's just, if my grandson's there, that's not going to be fun. And he said all the good shops are downtown, the restaurants. He said it's an old school downtown, and it'd be really fun to go. He said you would enjoy it, Mom. And so he said that's kind of a bummer. Live your dream. That's freaking cute. Let's stitch that on. I have a needle and thread here for my other little project. But I said, yeah, no, I don't want to go downtown to that if I've got my grandson with him along. That would be not too cool. Not cool at all. So, not judging. He's only 5. He doesn't need to be learning about anything like that. And you know, there's so much stuff going on in the world. I'm like, I don't even want to go, down when there's that, because who knows what kind of protests or what's going on. So anyway, I won't get into that whole thing. But anyway, the trip is off. He said, I have a garage here. If it hails, he doesn't have a place for my car. And, you just have to sit in the parking lot. Because if it hails, your car will be sitting in the hail, and the pool's closed. It's down for maintenance. Can't go downtown. He said we can always go thrifting, but if the weather's bad, who wants to go running around in that? And I said we can always just sit and watch TV, but then I get tired and I go like, oh, I got to go to bed. And he started laughing. He goes, that's the truth. That'd be both of us. So my weekend is taking a different direction. It has no plans now. So, but my grandson that's 16 went with his girlfriend and her mom and 2 of the girlfriend's friends, so 2 other girls. I'm sure he's thrilled about all that chatter. They went to Illinois to a country festival, country music, 4 days. They left it. Oh, I forgot to tie this on. How stupid. Are you laughing, Mitzi? Are you laughing? Come on, Mitz. I know you're laughing. I'm going to go right through the knot. I'm not going to put another hole in the back. I don't even know that he likes country music. I think he's kind of into the metal music. But anyway, he was texting me how he wasn't having fun. And then I feel like, oh, I need to get in the car and go get him. He goes, I feel left out. She's talking to her friends. Well, he likes to have his phone and his earbuds on. So I'm like, let's see where this goes. And I said, well, engage. Are you engaged? He's kind of quiet. He's kind of a clown though. But I said, you got to just join in. And they're in the car riding. It's like 8 hours. I don't know how far into Illinois they went. But then they got to the motel. They split everything. The mom, it cost him $450 to go. This concert was $180 something plus booking fees. It was expensive. And they split the hotel between all of them. And my daughter-in-law paid it all several months ago. Way last fall, I think, they bought their tickets. Okay, there. Oops, did that flip around? Live your dream. How's that? Nothing fancy, guys. But, so then I text her and I said, and I love her, she snaps me every morning. She snaps me a picture either of her corner of her bedroom or her shoes walking to the car, or her, when she gets in her car and she's driving down the road, she'll snap me a picture and then I have to snap her back. It's called a snap streak, for those that might not know. And so I'll snap her. If I'm in the car, I'll snap a picture of the road or my steering wheel or my TV if I'm at home watching TV and I haven't left the house yet. There's my quote. And anyway, I texted her and I said, I'm about 5 minutes away from finding somebody to ride with me and come get him. And she goes, really? He's got his earbuds in. He doesn't, we've tried to talk, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know about this. Okay, so here's my mark making, the word faith. I have some loves. I think I'll have it go down and put it on a wider piece of, I'm going to have a wider piece because that's narrow. Let's see. Let me grab, oh, you know what might be cute? Might be cute. This is from a lid of a pizza box. You know when you buy a little pizza and you can see in? Would it maybe be cute to have it hanging? Oh, why does my mind go wonky-wonk? And then have everything. You know what else would be cute? Okay, I'm completely changing. What is this quote? This is supposed to be mark making. What if I put these little girls behind? Let's collage this. All right, I'm doing something else. Sorry. New idea. So anyway, then I started, she says, he's happy now. And I said, oh, she says, what do I do? Should I text him and ask him if he's upset? And I said, and I don't want to embarrass him. And I said, no, take his hand and tell him you want to be seen with the cutest blonde. His hair is white. The cutest blonde there. She says, okay. And I said, I told you this would happen if you took your friends. He's going to feel like the fifth wheel. And she goes, I know. And I told him, be assertive. And I said, if you don't have a good weekend, well, then maybe you're just done with your relationship. I'm just done listening to teenagers and their freaking drama. I had my own drama. Oh, kids. But anyways, I said, I want pictures now. And I said, pictures, please. And she goes, Mom's got some. And she goes, then she texts me, she goes, okay, Anna's going to send them. So she took pictures and they're so cute. So I've already uploaded them on my digital frame thing. And oh gosh, kids. But 4 days, I am guessing he works 2 jobs. My guess is he's not liking being away from work because he likes to make money. He works at a gas station in the kitchen making the pizzas and the hamburgers and all that. I'm going to put Faith. Maybe I'll put it in the middle. Where's the middle? And then when he's not working there, he's working at the campground, checking in campers. They have miniature golf. He's handling the miniature golf and selling food. They have frozen pizzas there for the boaters. They come off the boat and get a pizza or whatever. And so, should we go under the Faith or over it? Let's go over it. Anyway, then he texted me, I should have just stayed home and worked. I knew that. I knew. And as soon as he said that, I was already thinking it, and I knew it. I should have just stayed home and worked. And I said, no, you need to get out and have fun. Just figure out how to enjoy it. So, anyhow, that's my teenage drama. Then I have one in driver's ed, and I might have to go get him at 12 o'clock. He's driving today. From 10 to 12, he's driving. He just turned 14, and he's in driver's ed. Scary times when your little grandkids are learning to drive. It's like, ooh, I don't think I'm ready for this. How did I get through it with my own kids? Got through it. I'm on the other side now, living it again with grandkids. However fast you go is how fast you'll hit the ditch. I don't know how many times I've said that to my kids. However fast you go. It's true, though. I haven't been back to the library since I did my talk. I need to get in there. I want to make a thank you note to the gal that brought me all those bags of stuff. She went around her house, and I know she told me she went to a garage sale, and I saw on one of them $1 on a bag and something on another thing. So I know she must have picked stuff up at a garage sale for me. But the rest, some of it was her mother's magazines, and so sweet. Okay, what am I going to do at the bottom? I feel like I want to do something else. What about a piece of Amy's paper? I'm going to tear it. Oh, did I lose the pin to this already? I just opened this today. Just put the pin on. I'm going to be mad at myself. There we go. Now the trick is to find the hole. All right. I'll go all the way over here, and then like that. I'm just going to trim it. I'm over this wrapping thing. All right, we made a frame from a pizza box. Let's put the little girls behind it. I think they'll fit. Good enough. There's got to be a better way to do these pins. Okay. Oh, fiddle-dee-dee. Mitzi would have said, God bless America. All right, that'll work. It's not 100% the way I want it, but good enough. We'll zhuzh it up. Oh, that's zhuzhed all right. Not to fear. So So no plans today. My friend, my cohort next door, she makes some noise here with baby wipes. She's got her niece who is 13, so she wants to entertain her. So I don't know what she's got planned with her, but I'll probably jump in and go at some point. All right, now I want to put this pin on, but I got to wrap the pin. Where did it go? Oh, falling beads. Where did that pin go? Oh my God, am I going to have to use this? I don't see it. Where's it at? Oh, here it is. Do we want this or do we just, let's do this different. Let's just do the safety pin there. I'm going to poke holes. I don't have my, here's a big needle. I don't have my awl over here. So I'm going to poke 2 holes through wet cardboard. There we go. This has to go. Can't even see the first hole. There. There. Okay. I gotta go find some big safety pins and get them rusty. So there's my safety pin. So now I'm just gonna layer some different stuff. We've got lace, lace, lace. Let's do, this is pretty. Oh, that's a quilt. I don't want that. I need something pretty. 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 Why don't we do, this is pretty. We'll do this. Okay, I'm going to put this in. Okay, we'll let this hang. Then I'm going to put some kind of pretty lace. I'm going to cut it up. My stray kitty was out here. He rubbed my leg the other day. I don't know if I got that on a video or if that's the one I deleted, but he rubbed against both my legs. It's the first time he's done that. And I looked down. I don't want to gross people out that are cat haters. Aren't cat lovers, I should say. But I looked down to see if there were any fleas or anything on my leg. There was some hair on it. I had on black leggings because I wanted to come, I don't want to come in the house if I had a flea jumping around. I haven't touched him yet. He let me touch him one time. But anyway, there was nothing on there but a few hairs. And so I came in the house and grabbed actually I went to my car and got a lint roller because I'm obsessed with lint rollers. I have them everywhere. So I lint rolled my legs and so we're getting closer to a friendship, which means closer to a veterinarian visit. So I am pretty sure if I caught him in an animal trap, I just don't want to scare him. I just don't want to do that to him. So pretty. It's just a beautiful cat, but he rolls and rolls and rolls on the ground. I'm sorry. I know I talk about this all the time. Trying to save his life. I feel like I should do that. So my first goal is shots. I want him to get shots and I want him to get bathed. I'm going to pay for that right off the bat. And then like a flea bath or a good brush or whatever they do. Because let's face it, I can't put him in my kitchen sink and do it. Or a tub outside. I guess I could, but it would be a cat fight. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this just to kind of keep it where I want it. which is off of the face of the girls to one side. Boy, this is sure different than the other one. Now I'm going to put something else on there. A fabric and lace. How about a different lace? How about... Okay, here's an idea. Maybe I'll go down here with it. Let's do that. Okay, put that there. Okay, I need some more lace. This isn't soft. Okay, yes. This is new. Let's use this. I'm trying to baby my finger. I got hot glue on it. So I got in the hot tub. My neighbor has a hot tub. Her and I, and my son and his friend, and who else? And her husband. We all got in, and we were in there for over an hour. And last weekend, and it made my blood blister loosen, and it actually peeled off, which was fine because it had healed underneath. It's just like a scab when they heal and they finally pull off. It was the same deal. But anyway, I was using the hot glue gun the next day. I'll tell you what I made with that project. That was kind of a fun project. So I, I'm gonna get this kind of darkened. I peeled it off, but anyway, I was using my hot glue gun, and I got glue stuck on the fresh skin, the brand new baby skin of my blood blister. And it started bleeding again. It started bleeding twice since. Just not bad, but just like, it's like, what are you trying to do to me, kind of a owie. So anyway, it's healing. I bought a table runner at Dollar General for $8, and it was macrame. And it had the macrame, when you tie the knots into a pattern, it had that at both ends of the table runner. So I went so far up, maybe 2.5 feet, and folded it over a dowel stick that I put wood knobs on the end. I drilled holes and attached them. I think I'll tie a bow with this actually. And hung it on the wall for a wall hanging, and I took the other end of the macrame. So there's two ends with the fringe and the knots. I took the other end and cut it up about this far, and I folded it over and hot glued it so that it didn't have a cut edge. And then I hot glued it across right underneath the dowel, which you can't see the dowel because the other one's rolled over it. So it has knots with fringe, and then there's about 4 or 5 inches, and then knots with fringe. And I hung it on the wall in my my spare room, my guest room. It's hanging in there on the wall. And then I took the center of the table runner, and I took a pillow that I have, and I shoved all the stuffing. I cut it open, shoved all the stuffing down to make it a little smaller, hot glued it shut so that instead of being like a 16 by 16, it's like a 10 by 12. Well, 16. And I took the center of that table runner, folded it over, and hot glued it all, the two ends, and then I stitched it on the sewing machine. So I have a new pillow. I'm going to get 3, there, that's what I'm doing. There's my mark baking. Faith. I had faith that I could complete this task. Now I want to do the needle and thread. I'm going to go through. Actually, instead of going through the cardboard, I'm just going to go right through this fabric. I'm going to put a bead on and a charm. Anyway, $8. I ended up with a wall hanging and a pillow cover. So I want to, like I said, get 3, maybe leather buttons or some kind of buttons to put on it. There we go. Now, if I could just get this through, should we do a red bead? Let's do a red bead. I pulled a bunch of beads out. It went through. Good. And then, how are we going to do this? I'm going to get rid of the needle. Leave some thread on it. I can find it better. Okay, I'm going to tie this. I'm going to go around it. On the underneath side, tie another knot and put a charm on. Okay, what charm? What charm, she says. I have a little this. What's this say? Enough. I don't like that. Let's see, what do I have? How about a key? I think here's a little key. Let's put a little key on it. Let's put a key on. Should we let the key hang long? And then another charm on that? Why not? The key first. My little grandson that's in driver's ed, he bought a $2,500 riding lawnmower this spring and a brand new gas weed eater because he wanted to make money, because he wants to buy a car. My son said, I'll help you buy a car or I'll help you buy a mower. You decide. And his brother, that's 16, that just went to the concert, said, well, you can't drive the car only to and from school, and school's out for the summer. In Iowa, you have driver's ed and so many hours of drive time. You can drive to and from school only. He goes, so why don't you take the money for the help with the mower? I'm going to look for a different charm. Hold on. For a different mower, or for a different mower. Take the money for part of the mower and make money. So out where I live in a little, it's not gated, okay? We're not rich. It's just a little community. It's private. It's 3 roads that make a circle. I put a post on our private, we have a private Facebook chat group. And I put a post on there that he was wanting yards. He's got 7 yards. Takes him about less than an hour to do all 7. And what's that thing? Oh, that's a key. And he makes about $120 a week because he only charges $20 a yard. All right, that's the charm I'm going to use. I don't really like this. Where are my charms? Lots of charms, but not what I want. I need a heart. That would be darling. Believe. I like that better. Let's do that. So he mowed yesterday. He mows every Thursday. And then when he left, got it all loaded up on the trailer. His dad brings it with a trailer. His dad bought a trailer to haul it. And I looked at my Facebook. I'm not a Facebook junkie. So at 6 in the morning, one of the neighbors had written, could your grandson please mow for us this week? And I'm like, ooh, he's done. Sorry, I didn't see this. I said, to be honest, it doesn't look that bad. And then I went by and looked later, and I'm like, ooh, yeah, it does. It needs mowed. But I didn't see it. So anyway, that would have been that's a really dinky yard. It's like 10 swipes. Depends on if you have, a play yard for your kids and, how many garden beds you have and all that stuff, how much yard there is to mow. So And then he's got a check for $100. One lady pays $100 at a time. And she stopped by and left her second $100 check for him. And I said, do you want this whole thing? The first one, I only divvied it out as he mowed. And I didn't cash it for about 3 weeks. I said, do you want to be responsible for this? You can decide. Do you want to cash it now and remember? Or do you want to like give her 3 weeks and then cash it? I said, that's what I would do. And he goes, oh, you just keep it on your fridge. So I'm like, okay, we're good. We'll do that. So he's raking in some money for 14. Okay, let's see. How's this go? I just heard my neighbor leave. She left without me. She's going to the grocery store. I already know. All right, here's what I'm going to do. I got the dangles on. I'm going to put some Fabri-Tac on that knot. I always do this. And I just let it soak in. All right, I am done with my weekly challenge. And it was number 39 and 40. 39 was quote, humor is mankind's greatest blessing. And that was by, I already said his name and I'm blank. Live your dream. Oh my God, I can see it. He wrote those books, Tom Huckleberry Finn. What is his name? I'm not saying it because I've already said it. And then this is mark making, and I just did Faith. This is precious. I love this one. I love this. And then I had 2 other ones, my prototypes. If you rest, you rust. When you pick a friend, pick her ugly so you always look good, Joan Rivers. So that's my quote from Joan Rivers. I want to say, I almost said Will Rogers. What's his name? Oh my God, I've even got his books over there. I can't think of it. You know who I'm talking about. This is Faith. And this, they are so cute. What's his name? It's going to bug me. All right, guys, I hope you have a great weekend. I'm going to sign off of here. I'm not going to look and do any more. I'm done. But I am going to do I'm going to work on a journaling video that. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, likes, comments, everything you do. You guys are so faithful. I love it. Bye-bye.